Rule number one I learned: always make sure that this dang thing's recording. So, let me check. All right, it's good. All right, so we're live. So welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. T coming at you live from NYC. Welcome back to Convos, our podcast over here at TimTalks. And hey, guys, welcome back to another episode. So, if you guys are wondering, yes, I have a new guest with me. And she's gonna be my area of expertise when it comes down to answering this person's question. So, if you guys wonder, today's topic is centered on art. Now, if you guys wonder out there, yes, I believe that art is legit, and I believe we need it in the world. So, and I believe as well you can also make a career out of it. I'm gonna just say that straightforward, just because I know that many people have heard the same things. Where if you guys are wondering with parents, you guys always sometimes hear, how can you make like a career out of art? Well, this is why I brought my guest over here. Her name is Jessa. And she is once again gonna be my area of expertise, my person of expertise rather, on the subject, and she gets to tell you her story and anything that she can do to help out this person. So you want to give your introductions?
Hi, first and foremost, my name is Jessa, and I used to live in Saipan, but I transferred over to the US in 2020. I'm now a graphic design student, currently in my third year at Rochester Institute of Technology, and I also have a minor in business administration.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nice. So, like I said, guys, so whenever I bring someone over, I don't just pick a random person. Like literally, I'm gonna bring someone who knows what they're doing, knows the shit that they're saying, and like I said, I have seen her work before, way before, and I have yet to see how her work looks like later on. Hopefully, I get to see that. But I can tell you right now, she's coming up in the world, and she will definitely be the best person for this person, whoever left this comment. So this person had asked this. So, for all of you guys out there, so this person said, sometimes I wonder if if art's ever gonna be or get me anywhere in life. My parents keep telling me art's never gonna get me anywhere. I won't earn from it. Doesn't help. All that shiz. Of course, they won't get it, but I know someone else will. So, what do you think, Mr. T? Think I should still keep being an artist? And do you know anyone who's successful in doing it? Right. So, again, that's the question posed by this person. Thank you again to whoever leaves the comments. But again, I will always be sure to maintain your privacy. You know how it is with social media out there right now. So, again, this is completely relatable in just that art, like I said, I believe that art definitely is going to get you somewhere in the world, and there's a reason why we need it right then and there. So I just want to ask Jessa, so what do you feel about art, and what made you decide to pursue it?
That's really funny because I used to have that same mentality 4 years ago, because apparently I'm the only person in the family that loves to do art and wants to, make it a career in the industry. So it all started off as getting a liberal arts degree at Northern Marianas College in Saipan. And I didn't have money, and I was just debating on what to do with my life. So I've tried looking into business. I really love animals, so I was thinking of being a veterinarian. But then it all comes down to wait, but I have been doing art since the third grade, and that's all I really love to do. And I honestly don't mind making it a career. And I've came across other artists who became successful in the industry, and that's where I most likely focused on. So I was always convincing my parents that I want to pursue art as my major and make it into the field. But then at first my mom was really supportive, which is very nice of her. She's still supportive till this day. But my dad's kind of iffy about it. He would ask questions like, what does graphic design do? What makes art so useful in today's industry? Because there are, compared to other majors like engineers, political science, all these technical stuff that are definitely purposeful today, but at the same time art needs more recognition, and it is definitely useful in the industry. Because one thing I learned about being in college, is that art is definitely using your imagination, but it could also be purposeful. And an example to that is I always really like this poster. It's the We Can Do It poster. It's a mix of art and design. And, like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows the We Can Do It poster, right? I don't know if you know it, Timothy. It's where the woman does this.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yes,
that.
yes, that. So it's where a woman poses, like, and showing off her muscles on the side that says "We can do it," and the meaning behind this poster is literally about women that can put in the same amount of effort as men during World War II. And I think that is very purposeful alone, and it has changed everyone's mentality during the war. So, and that is majority art. So it definitely can be a purpose to society, and not just saying, "Oh, I want to create pretty pictures. Oh, I just want to like make things look visually appealing." But that's not true. Like, there's a very big difference with art and design. So art is about using your imagination, being very creative. It also can be purposeful, but design, it needs functionality. Like, for me, with my experiences being a graphic designer, I would most likely work with logos for companies that needed a brand. And for a company to succeed, they need to be recognized by a lot of people. And first and foremost, they need a brand, like Apple. The first thing when you see Apple is that, like, the Apple logo, and their color, when you think of it, is color white. So that what makes the company recognizable, and as a result of that, makes money. So in a way, if like companies or people in today's community don't have designers or artists, it makes everything look so boring that why would people even care about looking at them in the first place? It's about grabbing the attention. And another artist example that I think is really successful is called Chris Cassette, and these are very informational, knowledgeable videos on YouTube. You can search it up. It's a German artist, and it's a company that creates like really scientific videos, like about the black hole, about our community, all of these things that are very purposeful in society. And they will create really, really cute and awesome graphics that grabs a lot of people's attention. And that's what makes them so popular and different from other YouTubers. Other YouTubers, when they give scientific facts, it's just a blank piece of paper that has like text and images. But what makes Kyrgyzstan so like great is that their animations are stand on and on point. That they're like the number one best followers on YouTube. So again, like, art really brings everything out there. It's not just like the cherry on top. It's part of the problems that people need to realize. And for me to come to this conclusion is that I didn't just come to the US just to waste my time as well. Like, I came from a very small island, and I worked so hard. I worked so hard to come to this point because I know design is very meaningful, and it plays a really big importance. So I know in the future, like when I graduate, I'll probably be working in a company that is really more into accessibility, diversity, giving a lot of awareness to other people. So I guess that's just one thing to keep in mind of. If you do want to pursue an art degree or a design degree, I would say do it. If you think like in your head that's the only like purpose you want to do in the future. But there's also nothing wrong with pursuing other things as well. I just think art and design is really important. And if you're if you're at the point where like, damn, I really, really want to do this and I don't care what other people think, I would say do it, because that's the road I am taking on right now. And if I were to go back in time, I would do the same thing again. Like, all the effort I put into, I would still be where I am today, because my college right now, they teach us a lot about design, and it's about networking with other designers as well. I feel like if you are surrounded in an environment where there's other designers as well that really take passion and enthusiasm about design, that will probably change your mindset and think like, hey, design really is actually important, and it really does benefit with other people as well, especially with top companies. Like, I mean, Steve Jobs, he wouldn't be able to be successful to this day without hiring a designer that created the Apple logo, or what makes the brand so special. And a little bonus tip is that packaging is also under the category of design, because what makes Apple unique as well is the packaging. And if people like were to buy a new Apple product,
Mm-hmm.
when they try to open the packaging, it's so sleek, so smooth,
I know,
and
right?
it
Oh my
makes your
gosh.
money feel worth it. Yeah, you know what I mean, Timothy.
Yeah, I got
Exactly.
you.
And
I
yeah, a designer made that. And
exactly.
people, yeah, no one talks about it, but a designer made it. It's called a packaging designer. Like, they're the one that tries to make the experience for users like so smooth and worth their money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like literally, like you were mentioning, everything. If I were to like summarize it all, it's like everything is built around design, built around the two
Yeah.
things, right? So, art and design, right? And I love how, you made mention how distinct art is from design. And so, art is just all the ideas that you got, and design is where you got to put it all together into something that you want to make sense of, and something, purposeful, right? And
Yeah.
all those things.
Purposeful.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I love how you also mentioned, if I may just like sum up, because I got a lot of thoughts after hearing all that. And first off, I love when I heard like the passion. And when you mentioned is like, if you feel like you want to do this just because you want to, and no one can really question it. I mentioned this in another episode, and that's passion. And
Yeah.
no hindrance, no obstacles that you feel, and even though you encounter some later in life, that's part of it, how it is, right? It's like, for example, an artist, just because he or she goes into like an artistic slump doesn't mean it's gonna be for a long time, right? It's just like a period, and then you get
Yeah.
back into it, and then you come up with other ideas. And back to what you said, about your parents, right? And forgive me if they ever hear this, right? But I totally get how it is when it comes down to parents, and just trying to make sense of the job and the career that you wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have, usually when you hear parents, right? Especially the parents, all of us have like the same parents, 50, 60, 70 years old. They always put it like in three categories, I feel. It's always like um the medical field, the educational field, or like something like agriculture or construction and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
they can see just those three, right? And I feel that because back then it was just all, hey, let's we got our doctors, we got our workers, like construction workers, agriculture workers, then we got our educators, and then boom, you got a society, right? But where's the human part of society, right? Where's the
Yeah. I get what you mean.
yeah, where's the
Yeah.
creativity, the artistry, where's the design, and where's the fun of it, right? Because you
Yeah.
came out of doing all wars and economy and all that shit, right? And I get how in those parts, right, it gets serious, but sometimes you gotta boil back to what makes life so fun and simple. It's that there's art in all of that, right? And I love how despite all odds, you wanted, and despite all the choices that you have had, you chose art, right? And you chose it because no one can question that about you, right? Not
Yeah. I mean, dad was my dad wanted me to be a teacher when I was still in the phase of trying to figure out what college I want to get into. And I told him straight up, like, no, I imagine myself in the future being a teacher. I don't like it. Like, it's all about imagining where you want to be in the next 10 years or 20 years. And I did that when I was still going through that phase. And I told myself, like, I think I want to be a designer. Like, I don't see myself being like an architect. I don't see myself being a doctor, nurse, like all that stuff. I was confident that art is the thing that I want to pursue in the near future.
mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing for those that are still confused. And even if you do have parents that don't support your field, I mean, your life is on you. If you feel like you can make money out of your own design or art and try to make purpose out of it in the community, I believe you can do it.
I know.
It's about being yourself. It's not about like following what other people think. And it's not fair that there are actual designers out there that make a lot of money and are successful. Why can't you do the same?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you finding the easy way out? Just like, oh, because doctor makes more money than art. I'm like, okay, but what about artists that actually earns more than a doctor? How are they doing that? And they're doing the thing that you like to do.
I know, right?
So
It's like
yeah, it
go
makes
ahead.
no sense.
My gosh, it's like, for example, you got like someone who wanted to be an artist, but then his parents geared up for him or her being a doctor, and then that person who doesn't want to actually be a doctor is ending up doing surgery on me. It's like, doesn't make sense, right? And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna go through hell and back just because this person got pissed. Like, I didn't do what I love, and why should this person, and all that stuff. And so, it boils down to that, right? And I get it, where people feel as though they don't have so much of a choice. You're living under the roof of someone
Yeah,
else and all that stuff, right? But in reality, once you pass 18, the life is yours, right? Like, I
yeah,
literally, for example, like, I'm looking at things that are available to people, for example, like public assistance. Like, you can even sign up as one person, like you yourself, right? And then you can go ahead and achieve and make your own life, right? um
yeah,
but
exactly.
boiling back down to art, right? Literally, just to address this person's comment, right? First off, we feel that, where the parents kept telling him or her, right, how art may not get him anywhere, because we've had those people, right? We've had that,
Yeah,
where they're just trying to think of, like, where can you make it with art. And then it's kind of like, for example, you make, because in my mind I'm thinking, you're literally making something, right? You're
yes,
making something, but what adults nowadays are like thinking about, older adults is like thinking about money and all that stuff, right? And I get it. Art can be quote unquote costly or whatever, but art is also
mhm,
intuitive, right? Art is like, you work with what you got. And that's what I think is the best of it all, is that there's always going to be someone, and there's people who made the programs, for free. And
exactly.
you get to try it out. Like, for example, when I was making started doing these podcasts, like, I was literally looking online, like, how to get good podcast software. Then I came across this software called Veed. And then from there, I was able to make the designs and all that stuff, do the editing, which is also something I saw in art, right? It falls under art. And then from there, I was able to do this. So it's still, I think you and I can both tell that it's still totally possible to do it, right? Just to make something out of art, because
Exactly.
you're always gonna make something out of it. And back to this person, right? The parents keep saying, I won't earn from it, doesn't help and all that stuff. Well,
Mhm.
art takes time. It needs time, right?
It does take time, yes.
It does. And and people want to make the best, right? And you ever had those experiences where the parents who say that, but then, like, they look at something and, like, oh, that's pretty. You know what I mean? You ever had
Yeah,
those kind of
yeah,
people? They're like, oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's art. That's art.
exactly.
Like,
No one talks about it. No one appreciates it so much. Like, it's like there's also a stigma going around about. I mean, especially in my environment in the past, like people think, oh, like we should definitely make something and do it for free. But I think you need to get paid for doing art because people put in the time and effort to do that beautiful piece.
for
Like
real.
that, like people should really charge their art instead of thinking, oh, it's just like a hobby or something. Okay, if art is a hobby, go ahead. But I don't think everyone in like as a whole should think that art should be free
Mm-hmm.
because people like really put in all their time to create something from scratch. It's just the same as like other professions out there. Everyone puts in an effort on something, and I think art should definitely be doing the same.
Honestly, and like, I got into this watching this series on YouTube. It's called So Expensive, and I don't know if you've seen that series, but it was on YouTube under Business Insider, and then it talks about how these people made all these kinds of projects, like from tiles to the globes that you had in social studies that roll around, um, to paintbrushes, and all that
Mhm.
revolves around, like, art and design, all those kind of things. And they ended up making more, but they get to do what they love, making those pieces. And so yeah, whoever left the comment, just know that it's still totally possible. You don't have to be that one person to shine in the spotlight to want to do art, right? You will be
Mhm.
working with other artists, just trying to make the world look better, feel better, and all those things,
Exactly.
right? And I feel that. So again, thank you for all that input, and it was awesome,
Yeah,
though.
of course.
And so, you know, for this person, just to get down to it, he or she asks, to think if he or she should still continue being an artist. Well, what's the best bit of advice that you can give to this an up and coming artist like this person and everyone out there? Mhm.
Well, one thing I gotta say is be confident in yourself and really think about what do you think will benefit you in the next 5 years of pursuing art as your degree. If you think it will be worthwhile, I say go ahead. But if you want like the easy way out and like think about valuing money first, then you can pursue something else. But if you feel like you're gonna regret not doing something you love, I would say follow your heart. And I know money could be a big issue. I mean, even
Mm,
for me, I don't have money. I just worked hard for it to get something that I wanted.
mm,
That's how I was able to pursue an art degree and design. My parents don't have money. I mean, my mom is helping me a little bit, but
but like,
I think I take most of the effort for myself because that's what I want to do. And I don't
mm-hmm,
care what other people think for me because they're not the one doing my job.
I know,
I
right?
get to do the work and you don't realize it yourself. So again, like the best advice is do it for yourself and do it if you think that you'll be successful. And for me, I don't know what the future holds. I just think that I know I will make it out there and prove to people that design definitely is useful.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
honestly, whoever left the comment out there, take it from Jessa, where you're an artist, right? For example, if you want to be an artist, right? You want to be an artist, and establish, your own identity out there in the world, right? So you can have that confidence, right? And I get where people would try to diss you, piss you off, put you down, and all that stuff. But really, when it boils down to this kind of career, right? Artists will always face that kind of criticism from other people who may just fall short of seeing the big picture, right? We can't blame people for that. There's always going to be a person, man or woman or child even, right? Or baby if they're smart enough, right?
yeah. I mean, another thing I like to mention is, I mean, I also understand because right now I am trying to look for a design job and it is very competitive.
Mm,
However, I don't regret where I came up today because I thought of this at first, be like, damn, like I feel like the market for design and art is overly saturated, and I feel like I'll be like part of the crowd where oh my design is so good, but there's other designers out there. Well, I mean, it all comes down to you're doing what you love to do, and if again, like it's all about working hard for what you love to make, and it is still possible to make it out there in the industry. It's just about putting in the effort. And another example on how I was able to like really made my choice clear was I know having a college degree, a bachelor's degree in art will definitely get you as a top candidate. And there's a reason why I chose RIT, and it's
mhm,
because they're one of the top leading schools in design. So if ever you're worried about not getting hired in a company, just know that having a really good educational background in design will get you out there. And another thing is about like posting it on Instagram, having a blog, just finding all these outlogs to show that you are a very like beneficial candidate for as a designer. You're not just creating something from your own room, hidden, like just making art. No, you can show that you do volunteer work. You can show that oh you help this company with your design work. Putting yourself out there in LinkedIn, I highly recommend having LinkedIn because that's
mm,
where employers and other employees get to see you and what you do, and also looking at your resume as well. So
mhm,
it's about putting yourself out there,
mhm.
and yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. I'm trying to make a brand for myself just to
Nice.
show that I am a valuable person in the art community. So I recommend doing the same. Like I know people get scared and anxious, be like, "Oh, I'm scared I won't make it." Like I'm scared, like things are not okay. I get it, you're anxious and all that, but if you're stuck in being anxious of pursuing art instead of actually putting in the effort to get you out there, then I think that's a big issue. It's
Mm-hmm.
about finding the problem and solving it, just like any other problems out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think art and design, again, is not a waste of time. There's a degree for it and I'm pursuing it. I'm
Exactly.
not wasting my time. So again, like, I understand, but if you really love art, I say do it. I would
Nice.
say do it.
Nice.
Another important thing that no one talks about, networking. Like, I get, okay, if you're an introvert and you don't want to talk to people, that's fine. But you gotta put yourself out there somehow. You gotta talk to other designers. You gotta talk to people that wants to know why are you the best candidate for their company in hiring an artist or designer. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta know how to talk to people. And I know it can be frustrating, and it could be like, damn, why do I have to talk to people? I'm an artist. I just want to do my own thing. Well, again, like, if you want to make money, you gotta make friends with the people that will pay you. That, that's that's my logic around it. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say networking, knowing all the right tools in design, having an education. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
get your art out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to have an education if you just want to pursue art for like popularity and stuff. You don't have to have like a degree or an education. But again, if you want to get hired, I highly recommend getting education for it.
I like that. And
There's that.
and like you said with networking, right? And first off, guys, if you're ever gonna, for example, um work for a company, right? And that person, you're always nervous. So first off, and that person might seem a little judgmental, or whatever, right? Well, first off, that person is like the head of that area in the company, right? For example, you have a lead designer. Of course, that person's gonna know something, right? So building a network really revolves around just being open minded around the people that you got, because there are always going to be other talented designers out there in the world, and you don't have to be envious or jealous, right? You're gonna work with these people, right? And you're
Exactly.
like I said earlier, you're gonna contribute to like the bigger picture, and like what Jessa said, it's good to have that. And take it from us, for example. If I were to think of us before, when we were younger, we consider ourselves introverts in a way, but then we came out on top. And when it comes down to your degree, once you get it, right, like I said, no one can take that away from you, and you're definitely gonna make something out of it, even though people might say you won't. But you're an
Yeah.
artist, right? You're definitely gonna make something out of it, because you did it, and you did what you love. And guys, if they're still offering a degree out there in art, or any other subdivision in art, just know, why would they still be offering the degree if we had enough artists? Truth be told, we don't have enough artists. We are always going to have room for more. You know, that's
There's
what I
always room for more, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I feel. The only thing that was oversaturated is the competition for those single jobs out there, right? But when
Yeah.
one is posted, it's like, I saw this on this website called freelancer.com. Right when you thought you saw like the perfect job there, 10 more added to the roster. It's like, what the heck, right? And that's when maybe just open your mind to applying to other places, and then the
Yeah.
market gets less, because literally it's just the mindset where you think, oh, there's just so many other people. No, it's just that we don't give enough time to wait and see what other people need, right? Like, even I myself, I'm actually looking for someone to make the banner for my podcast. I was trying to find someone to make like the YouTube banner for it, and now I'm looking for other people to commission other people to try it out and see how it fits, because I know that editing the banner is not easy when you got to take into account the phone, the TV, the laptop, and the dang smartphones. So
Exactly.
right, so if ever later on, I'd ask you later on if you ever want to do that commission, because like I
That'll
said,
be so
guys,
cool.
there's always gonna be room for art. And I always love to do this thing. I don't know if it's just because I became a teacher, but I always like to credit, even if they said, oh, we don't care. And I'm like, no, no, I care. You know what I mean? I do care. You took that photo for the background, yeah, you're gonna get credited. You gave the soundtrack, you'll get credited. You did the banner, you did the logo. Yeah, because I'm always up for giving credit where it's due, and like all those kind of things. You said that earlier, right? um People deserve, artists deserve to get paid for what they do. um
Exactly.
Especially it's like a big project, like people don't just paint like the Sistine Chapel and expect, oh, that's a service. No,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
you,
Yeah,
you
that
don't
makes so much sense.
It's not like that, right? Commissions there, people literally sacrifice their eyes, their hands, even their feet when they're standing to make the piece, right? And even now today, even though we're going all tech into graphic design, you're still bending forward, using time and energy to wanting to create the piece, right? You know what I mean? Um,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
um, Seriously, you guys deserve more of the credit than ever with what you're doing for the world. And you know, to this person out there who left the comment, literally, it's still possible because there's always gonna be room for artists. There's always going to be jobs out there for artists, and there's just people who just want, a little bit of creativity, right? Because now you now you can see, for example, like the new gen nowadays, they get bored, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not because that we're stupid or whatever, right? It's because we want more info. Actually, I read this somewhere where, because I was gonna do another episode about like concentration, like why are the new gens so not concentrated? No, we just want something that adds to our info. You know what I mean, right? We just want to be more
Yeah.
informed, right? And those kind of things. But you know, seriously though, what can you say, for example, if I may go back to you, what can you say about passion? Like how would you describe passion? Like how you describe art as a passion? How can you describe that feeling?
I kind of combine passion as a way of motivation
Mm,
because if you're not passionate about something, why even do it in the first place? I mean,
mm,
unless it involves money, then yeah, I would say that is a motivation alone. But passion is about combining something you really enjoy doing while also feeling like it could be purposeful to society. And it's funny because my teacher actually hates the word passion
mm-hmm.
because she thinks that design and art shouldn't be something where people will get driven to do the work that they have to do. Because once that passion is gone, which I think it will never be gone, but my teacher was like, if passion is gone, then people will just get less motivated to do what they want to do. But for me, I try to use the word passion every now and then because that really just, it's like the root of everything. Because
Yeah.
people wouldn't create something so beautiful if it wasn't from their mindset of, oh, I really want to make something so nice, so beautiful for people to see. And that's passion alone.
Mm,
Like
that's
it has a purpose.
mhm. I,
So again, like passion for me is about just putting in like a meaningful purpose to why you created it in the first place.
mm, I
Yeah.
dig that. And I love how your professor, if I may jump in on that, with your professor, she's definitely got that artistic mindset. It's like, I believe this, and I
Yeah.
believe that, and all that stuff. But really, when it boils down to passion, I feel if you want to simplify it for just something that other people can agree on, it's like that love for it, and
The love, yeah,
it's
it's
like
definitely the love for it.
literally undeniable when you feel that, and you can't even put a finger as to why you have that, you know right? It's not
Yeah,
um it's not a purpose that anyone gave you, because people are free willed and people can do whatever the heck they want, right? Just don't do some
exactly.
BS like that. Just don't do BS like stuff. But literally, art, that passion and that love, that's where artists stem from, right? And you know even then, sometimes I think, for example, when an artist, like, that spark diminishes, I think of it more of like a period, you know because your
Yeah,
emotions can only go so far up and so far down, right? It's gonna come back to the middle, right? You get to come back to that sense of, hey, what do I feel now, right? And all those things, because some people, like my sister, if you guys wonder who my sister is again, she goes by the name Miss Audacity because that's what she chose. So she's also got that artistic vibe. Like literally, I'm looking at her wall right now. Let me just show this to you right away. You guys can't see it in the recording, but I'm gonna just show Jessa. So she literally puts up all this stuff over here on this wall, all this inspiration, literally from
Wow.
anime to collages to nature and all that stuff. So Miss Audacity loves to put that there, my sis. And all that stimulation, all those ideas. And she made something out of it, right? Like literally, you and I can agree that the art world is not going away anytime soon. It is gonna keep growing, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Like seriously.
Exactly.
Um,
It's always evolving,
I know,
changing.
I know, right? And even from something as simple as a logo to as complex as the packaging, just to make the experience more comfortable. And you know, guys, anyone out there, I'm gonna get there's people who understand art right now, and there's some who still question it, right? Just ask yourselves, how did you become comfortable with life in the first place? You know, how did you get to enjoy the bed that you sleep on, the food that you eat, the shows that you watch on Netflix, Hulu, or all those stuff? How did you get to enjoy the shoes you wear or the clothes that fit you, or the style of your makeup and all that stuff, right? All of that stems from just that one person or a couple of people who literally had the idea, hey, this is one way we can make it better, right? And
Exactly.
like literally, guys, the world is designed, it was built around that concept of art. And if we didn't have that, heck, we wouldn't be doing this podcast right now. you know the phones we use, the programs that were designed on them, the editors that I use to make podcasts, the programs that Jesse uses to be able to create all these designs, which hopefully I get to see them later on, because
We'll definitely do.
that'd be legit. Because honestly, I'm trying to catch up with other people over here in NYC and also beyond in the mainland. So just to like build my own network of people to ask, because I hope that I continue to do this. It's fun. It's a good way to relieve stress, see other people, get some things out for the
Exactly.
world. Literally, that's what I'm trying to help now. I'm literally trying to help people get inspired, trying to help people find out the truth about things, long form, short form, photos, community, all those things, right? And I cannot deny the passion that I'm hearing and seeing, just from what you're doing, to know that I haven't even been tracking like where other people are in the world, guys. And to know that she's actually, if you guys can remember from earlier in the podcast, this is her third year, so she's going into her fourth very soon. And by then she's got it. She's gonna
Thank
be
you.
certified, she's gonna be out there somewhere designing your shiz. So watch out, right? She will do something like amazing. And hey, is there anything else that you have out there for this person, he or she, and the audience out there, just as to what you feel about art in the end?
There's another note that I want to say. It's funny how you mentioned about product, like having the tables, the desks, or like everyday use, like especially like when you're eating or sitting. Like there's a degree for that called industrial design where they create stuff. It's like they create products that is meant for people to be comfortable and also make it look aesthetically pleasing for the user. And there's other branches. I'm in graphic design. It's not just art alone. Like there's graphic design, there's animation,
Mm,
um, like there's
nice.
industrial designers, and a lot of all these things that is very purposeful. I mean, there are, for me as a graphic designer, there should be at least one company that needs a graphic designer to create like their advertisement, like posters, their branding, all that stuff. So it is very useful in the community. And then industrial designers where you make your desk, your
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, not your laptop, but like all these everyday use.
Mm-hmm.
And 3D and like 3D artists, they're the ones that literally makes your shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't understand why that is not useful. Like they are hiring a lot of those animators or 3D animators out
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah.
So it's about also doing some research about what in the field of design you want to get into.
Mhm. I
So
I love
yeah,
how I notice as well with companies, for example, just to bring up some competition. Like I see, for example, lately I've seen Disney and DreamWorks trending, because like Disney's like going like this down, and then DreamWorks is
yeah,
grabbing those talented people, and I'm like, guys, I'm seeing the work that they're putting in, and it's amazing. Like I see now, I see retro styles, all those styles coming back, and it's just because
exactly.
people got inspired by them, and I just love how it keeps evolving, and I hope and pray that art doesn't stop, and I hope and pray that whoever is out there who wants to be the next gen of artists, you know we got your back, and literally do your best, try your best, and we feel you. If you ever need inspiration, um reach out to Jessa. I'll hopefully, or reach out to me if you guys want to be able to ask her other questions. She'll be here, and she's
So I don't
definitely
mind sharing my Instagram page or my LinkedIn profile. Again, I highly recommend getting LinkedIn. So if you want to connect with me and see my work or my resume, like go into LinkedIn and just follow me, and I'll be able to reach out to you with any questions that you have with me.
yeah, guys, whether on a professional level or just like a personal, like, hey, how are you, can
Exactly.
I get your feedback on something and all that stuff, right? Because hey, artists help artists, people help people. It is what it is. And so, do you have any other comments left for everyone out there in the audience, before we sign off?
No, I don't.
Nice. I know, we've been at it for almost about an hour, but hey, it was fun, and not just to catch up as well personally but professionally, over here at Convos. And so, yeah, thank you for being on, taking the time. I know it's the weekend as we were recording this, so I hope it was worth it.
Thank you so much for making me part of this podcast. Like it's very nice to be able to say what I gotta say for a lot of artists out there. But one advice I want to give is you got it, and I know like everything so far, the environment, people are saying, oh, I think art is useless, but I mean, it's not. You just need to be in the right. You just need to meet the right people
Yeah,
to tell you that art is purposeful in life.
yeah,
So
and
yes, art will never die.
yeah, and hey, if people fall short, maybe it's just because they don't hate. Maybe it's just because they don't know, right?
They don't
that,
know.
that
Yeah,
that's usually
exactly.
how it is. Sometimes people sound dumb, act dumb, sound angry or whatever, is because people don't know, and people get
It's an
jealous and all
assumption.
that stuff. Sometimes it just boils down to that. But hey, we can't always judge people, but they are entitled to being a part of life just as we are. But we choose
Exactly.
who we want to network with, right? Be with who we want
Yes.
and all that stuff. So, again, much love, everyone. I hope for the best for you, Jessa, over at RIT. Again, if you guys wonder what that college is, it's the Rochester Institute of Technology. Again, I still remember that day when she got accepted into it. I saw the letter at one point. I don't know
Oh,
which post it was, and then she journeyed over here to New York. 3 years later, I'm over here doing same thing, following my dream, doing what I want, doing what I love, and there's no holds bar on what you can achieve, right? So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode over here at Convos. I hope we were able to address that question that person left, and to reach out to other artists out there. If you guys need any more info, again, you can comment down on YouTube. You guys can also DM me, PM me. I also leave just a social links down in the description. If anything, LinkedIn, Instagram, and just see your profile, see what an artist she is, and hope for the best again for her, as much as she's hoping for the best for you guys out there if you guys decide to pursue art. Totally up to you guys. We hope for the best, all right? So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, share, sub, and much love. We will see you all at the next episode. This is Mr. T and this is Jessa signing off. And we will see you all at the next episode. All right? Peace. Bye guys. You want to give everyone?